I pulled it out on accident. I'll wait until you're good, though. Okay, you're back. I think Einy Miny was Nevea, right? Lunchbox Lady was super nasally Valley Girl voice, and then Einy Miny was Einy Miny was Nevea, right? So what the crud was this lady's voice? Do I have to look back into my past? Oh, I was gonna look it up. Oh yeah, there's Einy Miny, there's Max Galactica, there's Regina.
And there seemed to be almost another person, Professor Liffler as well. Have you been working on rolling your R's? Who was it? Someone named Sir Trilo.
Wow, this is hard to listen to. They're both going on at the same time.
I haven't met him yet. I don't remember people singing in the circus either. Who sings in the circus? I haven't met him yet. I don't remember people singing in the circus either.
Where is she?
Regina seems to be quite the heat with the men in the circus. I wonder why. She must have some sort of strange power over them. Those men seem to really like Regina. I'm not kidding. Don't worry about me. With that beast. That's when the police showed up. They took me and checked things out. Dad just died. Someone whose father was just murdered. She seems awfully perky. I wish she would just tell us more about her dad.
I needed to shave.
It's incredible that you're an animal tamer. If you say so. It has to be really scary.
I just made her sound like this.
Why? Huh?
It just seems like I made her sound like this. That's what her voice sounds like.
So the music still seems freakishly loud to me, so... Can I just do like... Just do a little bit of like... A little bit of like that. Move it down like a decibel and a half. And then my mic is... It's maybe a little bit far down, a little further down. That's probably a bit better. Alright. I think that should probably make the audio a lot better right there.
It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster.
Dad.
Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man.
He was. I love my dad so much. I hate to see it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father. That's why I felt so lonely. Sad that I won't be able to see him for a while.
For a while?
Yeah, I'll just summon a spirit medium to talk to him. Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. This is a star. That means my dad is looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone. When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet you there's no way Maya believes that.
What do you mean there's no way I believe that? I like how I thought that, and she was... Anyway.
Do you think that one day I'll be a star too?
Of course.
You really think so?
Yeah, you will, I think.
I got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky.
I wonder if everything's alright with Regina. Money the Monkey. Just to go back and clear something up. Why did you want to teach Money a lesson?
Because he's a meanie. He got something that means a lot to me.
Something that means a lot to you. It must be something shiny, right?
Oh, actually, it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles. It's really beautiful. You should see it.
We should.
When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me.
I'll give it to you. Leave it all up to us. Guess there's no turning down that request.
Yay, you really gotta do it.
Way.
Way.
Now I have to present something to her, but the game gives me no real lead to this. Regina. Have you ever seen this before?
I know what this is.
Really?
Well, it was in my pocket for a while.
It was in your pocket? This piece of paper was in your pocket?
Huh, I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time.
Breakfast time?
Yeah, I always take Acro for his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and I eat my own breakfast.
That's when you realize this piece of paper was in your pocket.
Yep, but since I'm not the murderer, I just figured it belonged to someone else's pocket.
And then what?
I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so.
You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you?
I did! I stuck it up there. How'd you know?
So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen?
The morning of the murder, I think.
That explains a lot.
I wonder who wrote this.
Note updated in the court record. Now where do I go to? Seriously, you would never know to present the note to her, because it doesn't prompt you at all. Let's see here. Where was I? The note. Okay. Yeah, there's a reason I brought up a guide for this game, because it does this a lot. December 29th, Lodging House, first floor, Mo's room. Why doesn't Mo switch with Acro? Mo's on the first floor, and he can move perfectly, and Acro is stuck up there on the third floor and has to be, like, carried down. But Mo's like, I don't care, it's funny that you're a cripple. Mo's not here. What's that? I hear something. Stop it, Nick! You're scaring me! Nick, it's money! That monkey's holding something. That's it! That's the thing that means a lot to Regina, remember? Alright, time to take on this monkey. Attorney style! It's gotta be ooh, 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 scratch, scratch, right? Give it back, monkey brain! Stage action!
Ooh! 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 What? Ooh! Yikes! Wow! I tried to have a monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. Nick! You... I swiped it while Money was distracted. Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. Let me see. Well, you can see it fine from where you are. You know what I mean. I really want to try on the Regina's costume. Maybe then they'll take you to the circus and I can get some peace and quiet. What's the matter now? It doesn't fit me at all. Oh well, I guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. Not to mention, it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. Nick, you don't say that to a girl. I don't care. Dumb costume, dummy. Here you go, Regina. Hey, thank you. You really got back for me. Don't mention it. I love you, Mr. Dirty. It's nothing. No wonder guys melt to mush in front of this girl. Hey, Regina. The costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? This isn't mine, it's Leon's. Leon's? You know, the lion she told us about. Oh, the one that someone killed. Yes. Let's talk about murder. Leon, he was killed, wasn't he? That's right. My dad killed him. He 1v1'd him. He said, 1v1 me, scrub, in real life, or something, and then took him down. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. During practice? Leon was sitting down, and then he opened his mouth, you know, gah. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. Wait, you put your head into a lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the crowd always loved seeing me do that. They'd always start screaming, someone call 911! And stuff like that. It was great. Are you sure they were screaming because they loved seeing you do that? Anyways, what was the bad thing? Gee, I wonder. Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during practice. Regina, everything was alright though, right? No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry. And that's when Leon, that's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Yeah, Leon got a taste for blood, and then my dad 1v1'd him. No! Ah! Sorry, I get to see what's coming up next. Blood. Something smells fantastic. We know it can't be more. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers. Welcome to Bistro du Cirque, aka the cafeteria. It smells good in here. And those burgers look great. They're great. She's drilling like she's some sort of crazy burger monster. My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted buns, toasted buns, special sauce, you don't even want to know. They are absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into hamburger heaven. You'll be a star in the sky. I bet, I can tell by the smell. Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. These burgers must have some kind of special power. By the way, in Japan, anytime they say burgers, they're actually saying ramen. Maya's always like, ramen, ramen, or whatever. Anyway. Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do? That's all I've thought about the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Akira's story, haven't you? Like how he was adopted when he was younger? He's calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Echo was so upset that he couldn't go on. He was that upset?
Yes, he was. Anyway, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I'm thinking of trying on the ringmaster's shoes.
What? Really?
Max would still be an issue, though.
Mix?
Maybe a bit mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue with his importance. It's probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right.
Mo!
All that's left is to see if anyone can get over the tragedy. You know.
The tragedy? You know? What's he talking about? Get over it? What strategy, Mo?
Huh? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Nothing at all.
You must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, that's it. You're right, girly. Dang. Correct, Mundo. Doesn't he mean ding? Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us? No, what makes you think that? Just the way you said if anyone can get over the tragedy seemed a bit strange. If everyone can. Sorry. It sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago.
I don't know what that eek was supposed to be.
Eek or something.
Because of cultural differences, but I want ramen too, girlfriend.
Yeah, I know.
They could have stuck with ramen, it would have worked.
Mo, I'm right, aren't I? So now we're getting closer to the truth. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. It depends on them. Sorry. 6 months ago, huh? Then I say, take the Mega Tomahawk right to the face.
Smack him right in the face with the Mega Tomahawk. Oh. Doorbell went off. Okay, I'm back. A package for my mother.
Mo, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at this circus? Okay, there's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there, some juicy burgers, let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Actually, I kinda got an idea of what happened back then. Mo, you said something about an accident? This wouldn't happen to be the cause of the accident, would it? Oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah, Leon, yeah. I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during a practice, right? How did you... I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. Don't put your head in a lion's open gaping mouth when it wants to kill you. But they didn't listen. Like putting your head inside Leon's mouth, right?
Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. He believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. Never could say no to her.
Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo, don't climb up on me now. Who did Leon bite in the head?
Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything.
You promised?
He's involved in this too.
He's involved, huh? Mo must be talking about...
Mo, is this the person you promised you wouldn't say anything to? As if... How... Okay, I see the guide, but how would I know this, ever? How would I know it's Acro? Because he was injured? Is he the one that asked not to have this talked about? I don't know, like, guess. Just because there's a 6 months ago thing, but everybody did stuff 6 months ago. It must have been Acro, right? How'd you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. No way! I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please let me know. Tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro. It's just like you said, you know, the accident. Did someone die? No, but it probably would have been better if he had. What? How would you know? How would that have been better? He's still alive. When he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma he's in. Coma! All he does now is lie in his bed at the hospital. That's all he's ever going to be able to do. I see. How is he related to Acro? He's his brother. Huh? The person who got bit was Acro's brother. Brother! They were an acrobatic team of brothers, Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyway, they were an incredible team. Cut down together in their prime. Who's Acro's younger brother? Sean Dingaling. But everyone called him Bat. There's a reason why they called him Bat. And it's not because of Acrobat. It's more a Dingling related thing. But anyway, he fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. Never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling. You mean Leon? Oh, sorry, that was my... You mean Leon? Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. Must have tasted real good. Some sick grin. No way! That's impossible! A smirking lion, a flying murderer. Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all these incredible events? Does work at the circus, I mean, I'm just saying. Nick, can a lion smile? We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. Next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. And by that I mean 1v1'd him, fist to claw. So that's what really happened. Well, you guys were so serious, what was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. Well, this truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you two have some of this crack pepper. Shake it, shake it, shake it. There he goes again, acting his normal crazy self. Achoo! Nice! What a wonderful sneeze! Well, you think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip in a banana peel. That's basic clownsmanship. Girlie, you gotta understand that. I know you gotta... what? Neat! I think I'd make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. Hey, does Regina sneeze with pepper too? She does. Bat would always tease her with pepper. Bet! From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together. They look perfect together, huh? Is there anything else I need to do with this this guy. Let's talk to Mo. And then go... Okay. Oops. Dang it. Mr. Wright. Back again, I see.
Well, he did say he'll be back. Oh, wait, was that someone else?
We're back because Acro's hiding why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. It would seem that he knows that we know. Well, seems that you've got things that you want to talk about, so fire away. That's my least favorite turnabout. Yep, me too. Absolutely, 100% least favorite one. Alright, let's Mega Tomahawk this guy. About the wheelchair. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry. I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, I'd have no reason to keep it secret. Or he'd have no reason to keep it secret, sorry. Acro, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? Do I have anything to contradict that? I mean, what? I mean, it bit his brother, so what? What? I mean, okay. Leon. 6 months ago, you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. Did he get injured trying to save his brother? I don't remember. I guess I'll find out in just a second. I know I'm on the right track, I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. But you can't run because you're in a wheelchair. Touché, Mr. Wright. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. Let me rephrase that as battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. Bet. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo, he must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it's just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. Slip of the tongue? Anyway, they were an incredible team. Got down together in their prime. Got down together. That's where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's last Psyche Lock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. You care to explain more? Acro, I know you're still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. And when it all comes together... Regina. You always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her, saying things like, she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You got quite a set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you. Twice. It wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina has no reason to want to hurt my little brother. If I had enough foresight, I would have made him say Regina's name normally, and everybody else would pronounce it Regina. And then at the very end, I'd be like, he calls her by her disrespectful name, Regina. I don't know. I would have done like a switcheroo. Anyway, Regina and Bet were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. Wow, now I switched it. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I ever did it again. But if I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along. This is... where did you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro as breakfast in the morning. Wow. I think I screwed that up the first time she said it too. You wrote this and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. Okay. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother Bat had a dare with Regina. A dare? Absurd dare. I could put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do. You'll have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane! Didn't he know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too. But that lion was very old to begin with, and age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened? He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bet. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. And Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bet? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. This scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously. Oh! When he bit down on Bat's head, expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Oh, he was enjoying that alright. Nick! I know, Mo said the same thing. What do you think it all means? Probably Von Karma? So, Mario voice? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. Yep. Miss Von Karma? I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. This scarf is evidence in the trial. That's for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Let's go! Preparations? I have served a summon to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office. Acro, as a witness! Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it, I'll figure something out. Look at you all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together now. Okay, so, It looks like I'm gonna go hang out with John and Bruce in person. We're gonna hang out at 7, so I'm gonna try to go until about 6:30 because I have to make a stop on the way to Bruce's. So that's the plan right now. So we got another hour and 15 minutes. How long have I been streaming? An hour and 20? So that's usually about my limit before my voice starts to complain to me. I like how that one guy popped in just to say that's my least favorite turnabout and leaves. Oh man, I feel you. I feel ya. Totally understand. Man, you're responding to me like BAM! Because you're on your computer, right? Not on your phone. You're responding so fast. It's like a few seconds after I say stuff. Good morning, Max. Oh, yes. Good morning, sweetness. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee-hee. Oh, hey. You get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! I like how there's no lag and you know what I'm referring to. I know, right? Because, like, I forget what I said like 2 minutes ago, and then your stuff comes in like a minute and a half ago, and I'm like, what? Anyway. Oh, fabulous. My sweetie pie. My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come here and watch this. Mo said that? What kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? You'll fly at the end. Sorry. I'm slipping on her voice a little bit. It's not that kind of show. It's isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? Oh, sorry. Huh? If I leave the app and come back, it lags a ton more because it repeats what you said 10 seconds prior. Well, the thing is, you're with me now, and that's what matters. I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous! Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Ha! Ha! Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning Top of the morning to you! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attack of the day starts with the energy in the morning. The early bird gets the win. Then again, when black higher brain function. Higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my. The things. So how are you today, right? Well, I got the feeling that today is going to face off. I'm going to face off against the real culprit. I mean, Acro. Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. Got guts to spare. If all you got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we'll rely on evidence. That's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyway, I want to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. And she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what's happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. The court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. Where's my food? Sigh. I had a feeling something like this would happen. Where's my food? Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. Well, you would just present right off the bat. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor gumshoe. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Name and occupation. Ken Dingaling, but everyone calls me Big Dingaling. No, they don't. That's actually true, they don't. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Big Berry Circus. Dingaling at the Big Berry, get it? Stop it talking! Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is just below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. What I witnessed. It was just after 10 p.m. I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution needs to add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, you have a problem with the witness's testimony. In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. What I witnessed, do. Just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright sometimes it make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. Guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness would proceed to his testimony, with his testimony. Around that time I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside. I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. What? I mean, I could say that. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction?
What? No, I don't. It's Money the Monkey. I have evidence because I'm an attorney.
What in the world is this? Ow.
Don't you get it? You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What don't I get? You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. The client looks to be ready to take off once again, straight towards the guilty verdict.
You are bluffing. I will not forgive any more mockery made of this court.
Let's witness. Would you mind repeating your testimony?
Certainly.
It was after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a thump. A few moments later, someone was flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figure.
Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin action figure is plausible.
You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night.
I believe it was human.
Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. Oh yeah, for some reason when you press Acro, they're like, there's a contradiction. Do you want to present evidence to what he said? Over and over again.
What's the matter, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room turned off. The light in your room was turned off then, right?
That's true. I was going to bed after all.
So, with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window?
The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
The more I press him, the less results I seem to get, but maybe there was something fishy with this latest bit of testimony. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right, let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence?
Do. You claim to have seen the exact same thing that Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that?
What do you mean?
The silk hat.
What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window.
Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night.
That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in.
Why is okay, I don't know.
Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me.
That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene.
That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats?
No, this is handmade one-of-a-kind model, only made for Maximilian Galactica, which means Acro. You've been fibbing on the stand. Or kind of near it, because you can't stand on it.
Order! Order!
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Meek? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause the witness to commit perjury on this court? In this court today?
Acro is a real culprit! Your Honor, on this occasion the defense accuses Acro himself. I love this song. this occasion.
Accuse Acro. What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry.
Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor. Ha ha ha! I think that your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness.
I like birds.
He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. Like a sociopath, but without the psychotic murder. He's staying rather calm and collected.
Mr. Dingley, do you have any response to the defense's accusations?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder, of all things.
See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. Oh.
She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head.
What the heck? Why is this a thing in this game? I swear the second game has the worst writing, but it's also kind of funny. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You're trying to get drum up support from the peanut gallery. That's how you do it. I think that's enough for this little game. I've got the doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning to make a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No.
Oh, then this is where we get to hear the name of the Mr. Accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There is no accomplice! Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself!
Order! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Meek! Now I'm going to have to prove it how it all fits together. I have to show Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Meek? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now, and if I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, let's do it! Mr. Phoenix Wright, if the witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
He's in his room. He's in the dingling room. He was obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room.
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What the? Are you nuts?
What do you say, Mr. Dingling?
It's an interesting theory.
That's it?
Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
As the witnesses stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You got a point. People in wheelchairs can't murder people. It seems you forgot that once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. That's true. Moore said that he's home next, didn't he? But, Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly.
Do you mind if I ask him a question? if I ask a question, Mr. Wright?
What is it?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here. She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
I'm going to present some evidence.
So, what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Mr. Rustleberry? What's that? A picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust.
It's quite a large bust, and because of its life size, it's also very, very heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! Oh no! Something like that. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust.
Order, order, Mr. Wright. Please don't say ample bust in this courtroom again. So, you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster?
It's a rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair? How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust.
Mr. Dingley, how do you respond to these charges?
Well, I am rather ripped, but I don't know about that one.
Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro, you can't run away from things when you're in a wheelchair. Ow! I'd watch what they say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get the proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say?
Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
Yeah, your phone always seems to be way behind that. I'm not sure why.
The defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but you need to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems, however. Let's all be respectful towards him.
Thank you.
That woman will sink you to any low to win a case.
I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic of me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick it out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head, as a single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. Have you ever lifted up the bust before?
No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own 2 hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money out to do me on this.
Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before?
Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingaling.
I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs are injured. So what have you been doing to keep in shape?
Well, honestly, I've given up on training. Don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope.
You don't say.
But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything.
Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, how did this discussion turn to me all of a sudden?
I suppose that you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear.
However, listing a bust or looking out the window would have been possible. Why is that?
Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet.
So, you couldn't have thrown the bust out of the window.
No way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take?
You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I am currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%.
Let me remind you of another important point. If the weakness was carrying the bust, you would not be able to see out below the window. Makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head! Why do you say it would be impossible?
Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see below the window. I love you too. Thus, there is no way that I would have known the location of the ringmaster's head.
Well, I suppose you got a point. Hey, Nick! Huh? What if you turned things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If you know the location of the ringmaster's head, then you could drop the bust. Does that make sense? If only I could prove somehow. But Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down.
I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Thus, it would be unrealistic of me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all.
All I had to do was drop it. You're right, I have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head.
So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
Acro was strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed it for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with this case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. Bum bum bum. 3, 4, 5. Present the crime photo. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I might add. You're steady hinting at things as pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling, how about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should take a look at this photograph. Key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over.
The same. The question is who placed that wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding a box. Which means, this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean...
If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out with the wooden box,
then there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Oh, no!
Order!
Order!
This is unbelievable.
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward.
So, the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene?
I haven't saved the whole time, so let's just do that. It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! 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 The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. So specially made. Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Wasn't it the weight of the box was weird? I thought it was the weight of the box, right? Like it was super heavy. Despite it only having a pepper shaker in it. The box has a remarkable weight. Wait.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds, which is actually not that much, but anyway.
Just to lift up the wooden box would have required...
Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and then lift with their body, wouldn't you say?
No, not for 20 pounds. Like 50 pounds probably, yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You'd reach down to grab the handles, okay. That's also correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Does he even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you had to say. I must admit I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
That's in the cafeteria. Of course I remember, it was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
Ah, that means...
You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room?
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Ah! Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I have to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all.
Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? A monkey.
Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying the witness had the monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home.
Home.
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room.
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometime and read the court record.
My, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Yeah! Oh no! Or whatever. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
Order! Order! I said order! I can't believe it's been 3 cases this game and I've only gotten food 1 time. Miss Von Karma, where is the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon, purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyway, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely that this is entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron!
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy, but his argument does hold water, there's no denying that, such as how a cup is circular and holds water at the same time. I rest my case. Ow!
Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what's that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah! There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn the trial around. When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russellberry, and the other one was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, and Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer that the clown saw? Bust. He saw the bust. Because it's shaped like the guy. He saw Max's... Ow! I asked, who was the other person Mo saw on the scene? The evidence has nothing to do with the question. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère, it does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he didn't actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
How is that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It'd be easy to hang one off the cards in the bust's hand. Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? I need to catch up here. That question is of the utmost importance in this case. Don't you agree?
Oh, he caught me.
So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Leon the Lion. Wait. Russellberry. I looked at the guide to find that out. Fool him.
You are saying that this is the victim, it was the victim himself, Russellberry.
That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't exactly the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. Alright. So do you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust. He dangled the bust out the bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and then went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. Or maybe it was cold, and he could have said that. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now, this is when the magic happens. Giraffity. That is... I don't know what's going on there, but that is scary. Whatever that is. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, it's not even facing the right direction. Screw you, game! It's just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet. What? So, see, here you go. It flies magically and is facing the wrong direction on the bust. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged on the bust. The impact also caused a certain sound the witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Mr. Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out the window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it, primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. I like how in the picture when you see him lowering it down, he totally could see out the window. Anyway. And that's how the magical murder disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off was the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon above the scene of the crime. Acro, it could have only been you! Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So... what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence.
In this court, there are only two things that matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. My whip.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then. Let's use that and get out of this jam. Cool whip.
That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magical case.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's telling me to do this one, if I'm reading it right. Max G promo poster. I don't know how you would know to use that. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses?
Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. We're almost done here. Seriously, like we are at the very end, so just hang on. It's gonna be like one cool thing, and then it's gonna end. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But in theory, the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified the criminal he saw fleeing the sign was still wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, he did see the silk hat, sort of.
Don't tell me that. Don't troll me with that. Fine, you got one. But what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest at night. But the Khan's testimony doesn't match. The Khan said there was no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Oh no! Please recall the incident was the cloak snagged onto the bust. The cloak snagged onto the bust. What happened to the white roses? You get it? Do you get it yet? The cloak has snagged onto the front of the bust. It means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Did I read that right? I don't know. Anyways, they're facing inwards. Ah! Oh! Okay. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. You can just say they were facing towards the bust. What? What game? What?
Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's keep going down this road for a little while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Maybe Miss Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that? Motive. The witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do? There's no doubting that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster. Akro's motive,
It seems this case isn't over yet. Very well.
Oh my gosh, I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong telling you to hang in there. There's actually quite a bit more. I'm sorry, I thought I presented the final thing. There's a whole nother section that I have to go through. I'm sorry. We can actually end here if you want, and we'll just finish up next time. Or I can keep trying to finish up, and then you can watch it later. I have 25 minutes. I don't think I can get through this in that time, or it'll be close.
Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Oh no, after the 10-minute recess, I'll only have 15 minutes left. For some reason, looking at the guide, it looked like I was at the end of the case, but there's still one section left.
I can't believe it. Akro.
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is. And I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated?
Ahem. Oh. Ahem. Ekro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did. Psst, psst, cough. Oh, there's somebody trying to butt in. Gumshoe, probably. But, I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know. But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after I went through all this trouble to bring you some evidence. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyway. Now, Detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. No, but a card trick, Detective. Oh, well, if you insist. Know about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday's in Akro's room. I'm looking for more RPGs and Sims to play. This is like a visual novel. So, maybe not exactly the type of genre you're looking for, but it's fun. I like it. Second one series, and it's not as good as first, but you know what? We are most of the way through this, and the third game I think is even better than the first. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and, well, not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened up in the court until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh, that reminds me. Got a message from you from the prosecutor. Nothing is ever truly decided. Sorry, I have to try to do it in her voice. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. Ho ho ho. That's it. And that's for me too, pal. That's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did he mean by that? Until the very end? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me. Okay, if I could recommend visual novels, I would recommend 999, which is like 9 houses, 9 persons, 9 hours. No, 9 doors, 9 hours, 9 persons. Dang it! Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. 999 hours, person, doors. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Which I think you can get on Steam. The other one is there's a next one called Virtue's Last Reward because it's a 3-part series, and then the third one is I can't remember the name of the third one off the top of my head. Those are really, really intense visual novels. They're really fun though. Lots of twisties and turns and weird lore and stuff. But yeah. That or Ace Attorney. Those are my 2 recommendations for visual novels.
Court is now back in session.
So Ace Attorney is kind of more like a courtroom-based one, and 999 and Virtue's Last Reward are more like a people are trapped in a horrible, weird game where people die kind of thing. So it's a lot, way more intense. But anyway, it's more of like a Saw type thing, only not that bloody, I guess. Anyway, and I've never seen Saw, so I could be wrong about that. But anyway,
Miss Von Karma, please continue where you left off.
I'd like to continue with Akro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Akro would have to commit this crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingaling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we're going to get the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions if you don't want the answer to. Gulp. What? I feel like I read that wrong because I missed what they were saying entirely. Alright, I got 20 minutes left, and this is kind of the end, but I don't think I can get through it, so I might leave on like a horrible cliffhanger.
When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. It's when the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. Plotting and conniving, but very thoughtful. Wait, plotting and conniving are, those are positive connotations, right? Those are good words.
No.
Oh, I see.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem.
You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there?
Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? I already kind of answered this, which is sad. This might be my last chance to answer the question. No, of course I'll cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness.
The ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. We?
Yes. My brother, Sean, and I. What? You have a brother?
How old were you when this happened, Acro?
I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Big Berry Circus.
Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like.
Ow!
No crying in court, let's keep going.
The witness may proceed with his testimony.
That's when the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster?
He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother, all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about the people at the circus?
It was weird, it sounded like someone was right behind me. Okay.
This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in. Though no one really had the time to look after us, they were worried about other things. With the ringmaster, he would always come to see us with a laugh and a smile.
What a beautiful story. Even I can have the tears. A QQ.
That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him.
Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I hate this part of the game. I hate this part of the game. They try to make Acro seem like he's a good guy. I hate it. I know. He seems like a nice guy, which is what makes it so difficult.
And how long have you been a performer?
I'm an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age?
I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also why I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingaling Berries. Nearly a household name. No one can forget it, for some reason.
I've heard of them in Germany. Liar!
The point is that I wanted to be some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. Everybody loves you clearly, and you couldn't have been the murderer.
The judge keeps looking at Acro, almost like a proud father.
I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That's my sole purpose in life.
Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of the witness's testimony, or the heartfelt emotions contained within. You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! Ow! Ow!
No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. He's a saint, to be honest with you.
Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with him. Acro, I'd marry him on the spot, honestly. He's the perfect man. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk.
Now I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely.
Yeah, I think you can skip that entire cross-examination section, but anyway. Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead?
Now that I've come this far, there's no way I can answer no, I can't. Oh, this is going to be good.
Very well then, please enlighten the court. Let's see some evidence that proves Acro's motive for killing the ringmaster.
It's Regina! Bing.
Let me go over this just one more time. This is why Acro killed the ringmaster.
That's correct. I don't think the defense would mind confirming something for me. What exactly are we supposed to learn from this piece of evidence? What are you supposed to learn? Looks like you just won the award for the biggest failure in court. Ouch, biggest failure in court, that stings.
In recognition of your honor, let me bestow upon you my special prize.
Literally, though, that's what it tells me to do. Drats, now I'm really gonna have to think about this. Give up on presenting things? Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start, Your Honor. The reason Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven.
What?
That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? I made an accusation against this witness. You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russellberry Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right.
The end of things.
Acro, you didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russellberry to begin with. What?
Order. Order again. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must.
What the heck?
Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, what are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? That's where I was going with this. Regina Berry.
This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct?
Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
Objection!
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. You can easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all you have to do is say you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow!
The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself.
Huh?
And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me some evidence, now! I want to know why Ecker would kill Regina Berry.
Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present some evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl.
So, I like how he's like, the judge is kind of like, ooh, I want to know too, kind of. Heck yeah, man, fill me in. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat.
Inside the victim's tailcoat.
Acro wrote this note. It's ironically titled, To the Murderer. The purpose is to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note?
Yes, but there's just one little problem.
Problem.
Acro did indeed place his note in someone's pocket. However, someone was not the ringmaster. I mean, if it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry!
Order, 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 Mr. Wright. This little theory of yours.
It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, I mean the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina.
That's incredible.
Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today.
Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself.
Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza.
And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only gonna get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it.
Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Foolishly foolish fool with the foolishly foolish ideas of the foolish tomfool. You're so foolish you even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell me all about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? If the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter.
Oh, stop right there. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. The incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron!
Wait, are you sure that this relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start with what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I'd like to know certainly what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about that incident 6 months ago is actually... it's the pepper.
Achoo! 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 Achoo!
What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Are you still good? Are you still awake, or are you struggling? You're gonna meet up soon, but leave right here. I gotcha. recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away from him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer the question. Okay, cool, they're opening stuff back up again. Sweet. Proposed plans for phased reopening. Hope things are better by then, because apparently there's a big freaking spike in the pandemic because of the protesters, so I know. Alright, here we go. You're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? What?
Who is this?
That's Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically that's true, however, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead.
Regina, she did that to him.
You spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingaling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
A lion?
Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina would never do something like that. It's just not in her. They don't mean Regina was the victim and the dad tried to save her. She was the intended victim and the dad knew what the note meant, but she didn't because she's like naive and dumb. So he went to go see what was going on that night, and then he got killed by Acro because Acro can't look out the window. He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident.
I see.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? More than that? Sure. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all.
What?
You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that the Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat.
That's just a scarf.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave this scarf to Bat?
Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina.
There's something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper.
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 Pepper. Pepper. Pepper. Sorry. Regina gave this scarf to the Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's the silent treatment?
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Smiling. The lion was smiling.
Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling.
Lions smile.
I've never heard of them smiling, however. Lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What? You mean the lion killed someone with the sneeze? That's incredible.
You fool! Oh no! Wow! Wow! Whatever Mario does.
You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it. You really intend to say that this is all the joke? This joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to the accident, or this joke as you put it. Which is why he tried to get revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot.
Almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright.
I don't like Von Karma, Francisca at all.
To think that there is someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves.
Are you telling me what I said was true? Acro, you can't mean witness.
Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright, unfortunately your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder.
What do you mean by that?
Pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's all a bit hard to swallow. Mostly because with that much pepper, we would probably sneeze. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory.
What would the problem be?
Same problem as always been. Evidence. I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster. Where's the evidence that proves that claim?
You mean the conclusive evidence?
The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon?
The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it were covered with the victim's blood, that would be an awfully conclusive evidence piece in my eyes.
Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. I remember this. Might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now that you know the true meaning of Von Karma, total justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. If Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday.
What did you find?
There's no reason to even say it. We found what you think would be in that room. Acro, if we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for.
See, Mr. Wright. The bust wasn't in my room.
Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Thank you so much for playing my game. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this.
It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin.
But what about the scarf? What about the note?
What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster, and you should know that by now.
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix, right? You know where the bust is? I'm sure you do.
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Oh, thank you.
It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-argument looks to have fallen short.
I have to check my messages. We might meet up later. This Bruce has some stuff to do. Alright. Thank you so much for playing my game. Ah!
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness.
Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare it, to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue.
Huh? What?
Oh, it said, huh?
What? We need time to do what? Ah! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she?
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how acrobats live his life until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose.
Very well. The defense may proceed.
He doesn't have a clue. I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon.
Walking a tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. Murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in this courtroom! It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where?
Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The witness stand. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright.
Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything underneath that blanket, because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, I had a bust under there.
Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright.
I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap?
Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played.
You fool! How could you?
You got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them.
Two of them?
Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What?
Just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch a surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. the bust. Obviously, I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. The only place that I could hide it quickly was under my wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. Now to be caught in the middle of the court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now.
I can't believe Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing, and also, she knew he had the murder weapon and knew he was the murderer and didn't do anything to stop it. Wow.
You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her.
I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search in your room? If only I hadn't done that.
Then he would have gotten away with it. If only... Wow. Wow! She's like, if only I didn't order a surprise search, then he would have been able to hide the murder weapon and get away with it. And then she would win the case. Wow!
Seems the truth has finally arrived. Acro.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you kill the ringmaster? Of the Big Berry Circus, Mr. Russell Berry?
Yes, Your Honor. I am responsible for that crime.
Acro!
All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. Sneezing is funny, apparently, to circus people. That's why Regina thought it would be funny to get him back in the same way.
And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper.
I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I couldn't forgive her, no matter what.
He knows it's an accident, and yet he still tries to murder her. Accidentally murders the man that saved his life, and then just tries to hide it. I don't know. Ugh, this guy's so evil.
What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. And murdering the man who saved you, who's basically your father, who didn't do anything wrong. Your brother became a star. Regina believes that so purely. But she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried.
That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. Like, even if he actually did kill her, that would destroy the dad. That would destroy him. So either way, he's horrible. I'm sorry, I hate Acro. Anyway, how dreadful.
So are you saying that you are a victim in all this as well?
No, that's not what I meant. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd killed myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max.
And then he tries to pin it on Max, the guy who's holding up the whole circus. So if that guy's gone, everybody will basically, like, disband. He tried to destroy the whole circus and murder somebody.
Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet.
This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself.
I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me. Again.
I believe this case is now beyond the point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. This court is adjourned.
Number 30th, 427, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 235.
Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the ringmaster, the Regina in bed. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
Except for Acro! Why are you saying Acro's not bad? Are you kidding me? Sorry.
That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to, except for Acro. He was a psychotic murderer.
Many congrats, but only a max, 1,000,000 of them.
Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room?
We're just thinking about poor Acro.
No. Don't worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never happy.
Huh?
Ah! She's been like this for a while now. Ah! It's all my fault. Ah!
Sweetie pie.
Bad and Acro, they're never coming back, Ro. Ah! Now everyone's gotta split up. Nah. No, they would have split up if Max got it pinned on him.
Regina.
Mr. Right, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro, is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I think so. Of course he is. He's coming for you the second he gets out of prison. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? Are you really sure? Can you believe that? He's gonna be in jail for life, if not get the death penalty. Maybe they'll just paralyze him from the waist up. Maybe that's what they'll do. Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore, for some reason. That's good. Then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. There's always this thing you can fail at the end to get a worse ending, and I feel like I want to, but I'll still get the good ending just because. Present Sean Dingaling. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But that.
That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know.
I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught.
Uh-huh.
I know.
What?
I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes and then he can meet Acro again. And that's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm so sorry, Acro. I'm so sorry, Bat. Well, I don't know why you're apologizing to Acro. He didn't kill your father, after all, but hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max.
What is it, Mo?
We usually put you through a lot there, didn't you, buddy? I'm not sure what happened. Whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand. It's a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now?
That's the big question. The ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. Staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. Nobody will vote on it, it's just gonna be me. I'm taking it. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
The best circus the world has ever seen.
Don't laugh. That's quite the goal.
Yay, I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things.
Huh?
There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Which canonically is not him, by the way. I just want to make that point, but he is actually not the best magician in the series. He's probably not even top 5. I'm not joking. But anyway, Max, let's work together and make this circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you into the court today? We gotta work together to make Big Berry Circus better than ever. Oh. Who's right, sweetie pie? I can't be the Big Berry Circus without Regina. In the fourth game, when Phoenix Wright has a daughter, she's a magician and she comes from a family of like super magicians. Max. Oh, sorry. Max. Nick! It seems like everything is just going to turn out alright after all. I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm gonna order special whoopee cushion seats. I see what made the case. Yesterday's surprise wait, it really paid off just like you said it would, so. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. A game theory. If Becker really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. White? Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Echo's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. There's Francisca on the paper. Farewell, my turnabout. Look, it's got a picture of Edgeworth on it. Okay. So let me see what's going on. Kind of just postponed until Bruce says he's ready to go. So I'm gonna get some more water because my voice has actually been like kind of okay from sipping this water, but I've gone through 2 cups and I need a third one. That was Princess who? No, the picture was Francisca von Karma on his paper that he was reading. He's reading about it in the paper. Alright, I'll be right back. Well, I was gonna hang out with. Okay. So. I know you're tired, but we can keep going for a little bit. One of the things I listened to like a thing that was like 25 tips for voice acting and voiceovers, and the guy actually gave some useful stuff even about like editing and stuff. One of the things he said was like drink more water than you think you need, and then you can do more voice acting. Let's like get this case started. This case is very long. So this case is probably about a third of the length of the whole game. It's one of the 4 cases, so it's like it's longer than the last case, so I think it's good though. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Who will be last year's runner-up, Jammin' Ninja? Or maybe Captain Senpai all the way from the lovely tropical island of Saipan? I see the students of a certain starry school are ready, preparing to win, and the global champion Okapon doesn't go home without a prize. Wow, that guy's got an interesting thing. Oh, the Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, I love Saipan, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Whoa! The true hero of the night has appeared in our midst! It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. This Nickel Samurai! Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. It looks like the title eluded you again this year.
Alright, yes, did you hear that, Nick? Did you? The Nickel Samurai, he did it!
Yeah, he sure did. I'm getting too old for this.
Oh, I'm proud of the guy. I'm proud of the guy for doing the series justice. Oh, I'm trying to remember Will Power's voice, but I think he's just like the Cowardly Lion. So the person everyone was cheering for, I guess he got the prize?
Yep. You know who we're talking about, right, Pearly? The Nickel Samurai.
No, every Sunday I only watch the educational channel's Kids Masterpiece Theater.
Oh, okay, that's it. From now on, the Nickel Samurai. All the kids watch it.
Do you like the Nickel Samurai too, Mr. Nick?
Nah, Nick's an old fart, so he's not allowed to watch it anymore.
Okay, I don't know where my age is, but I'm not old. That's right. But I do like Kids Masterpiece Theater.
Hey, I didn't know you were young at heart, Nick.
Mr. Nick, you're a grown-up. You're not allowed to watch it anymore.
It was like the Cowardly Lion and someone else I don't remember. Yeah, something like that.
You're supposed to act your age and have interests that match. It's very important.
Oh, give it a rest, Pearly.
Looks like I made the right choice by inviting everyone here. And I'm glad you're all having a good time.
Ah, it's like a dream.
Too bad for the Jammin' Ninja, though. Last year he lost to the Pink Princess, warrior of Little Old Tokyo.
I think it has something to do with the Miles Edgeworth investigation game? Maybe I'm wrong, I can't remember.
I thought it might be his year.
I think they like recall that in that game.
Yeah. Oh hey, did anyone else think that the Jammin' Ninja looked a bit different today?
Different? What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't carrying his bright red guitar.
Hey, you're right.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, you're right.
Nope, that's Edgeworth.
Hey, you're right. Strange he'd walk around without his signature guitar.
I'll never understand these people and their shows. Anyway, Mr. Powers, thank you very much for tonight.
It was nothing. I owe you one, so I thought it was my way of just saying thanks. Oh.
Did the investigation game come out by this point? Oh, was it after this game? I think it was after the next game. I think they just recall it from this game, or whenever they first talked about the Pink Princess Lady.
Hey Nick, come on, it's time to get going to the lobby. There's a post-ceremony stage show that's supposed to start real soon.
And then there's gonna be a press conference after that.
A press conference? Is he going to make a speech about winning this year's prize?
Well, it's not exactly. Something about that nickel samurai confessing something.
Confessing? Sounds pretty serious.
Nick, come on, you don't want us to be the last ones there, do you?
Yeah, Mr. Nick, do you?
Why me? The show doesn't even start for another 20 minutes. Thank you very much for inviting us today.
It was nothing, really. Guys like us don't get to come to a place like this often, so I thought I'd invite you all.
Hey, Mr. Powers, what have you been up to lately?
Well, since the Pink Princess successfully wrapped up last month, I've been on a kids' exercise show, while wearing a rabbit mask over my face.
Oh, I see.
I'm still really sorry about the headaches I caused you that time, Mr. Wright. Oh,
Oh, well, what's done is done, so let's forget about it. This is Will Powers. He's an action star. His popularity exploded when he was the Steel Samurai. He was the first case Maya worked on with me.
It's too bad you look scary, or people might know you're a real softie who's good with kids.
Thanks. I can't believe they're going to make a movie based on the Nickel Samurai.
I can't believe it either, but for a different reason.
Steel Samurai, an epic story of one hero in a desperate fight against his arch nemesis, the evil magistrate, in the city of Neo, Old Tokyo. And last year they started a new series, the Nickel Samurai. The new series seems to be a hit with the kids too.
I'm really attached to the Steel Samurai as a show. I was hoping that maybe I'd get a chance to do something in this new one.
I know, the food looks so good.
That's too bad. It has been awesome to see you with the new actor Matt Angard. He's super popular right now.
On Mr. Ungard?
Looks like Pearls doesn't know who he is.
This year it's going to be the Nickel Samurai versus the Jammin' Ninja at the box office.
Jammin' Ninja? Who's that again? So who's this Jammin' Ninja again?
He's a hero, duh. His symbol is the bright red guitar he always carries.
A ninja who's always carrying around a bright red guitar? How does that even work?
With a scarf around his neck and a guitar in hand, he rises to stardom in an ancient time.
I actually really like this picture. I think there's a way to get rid of that little banner thing. Is there? I thought there was. Maybe there's not. Am I wrong about that? That is definitely not the right button. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. A ninja who becomes a star?
Yeah, a ninja who becomes a star.
There's a strong rivalry between the two of them. Global Studios Nickel Samurai and Worldwide Studios Jammin' Ninja. They even air at the same time.
You know what I heard? I heard those two don't get along at all. The Nickel Samurai is on guard, and the guy who plays the Jammin' Ninja, I mean.
The Nickel Samurai speaks French? Oh, you mean Matt Ungard, the actor. I guess even the world of heroes isn't a sparkling happy place.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta show him my attorney's badge while we're here.
I really owe you one. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what would have happened. What you did, it's a real tight spot I was in, and you fought so hard to get me out.
I don't care what happens, I'll never forget everything you've done for me.
It's really cool to like see something come back and then they like be nice to you. They're like, yay, friends. Talk to Powers and then leave. Okay, cool. I'm getting messages. We'll play League. Sean is down, sure. By the way, Sean said he's going to sleep around 9 to 10. Are you okay with the meeting up tomorrow? Sure, but I cannot stay up late. Okay, so we haven't really got to like the start of the interesting stuff, and we probably won't for like a little bit. Probably have to talk to a couple more people. But my friends want to play some League of Legends, so I can switch to stream to that, and then you can fall asleep to that because it makes no sense to you and doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me too sometimes. Wow, what is this place? It looks like I've stumbled into an Oz or something. Way in the back, there's a sign for the bathroom. Maybe I should visit it while I can before the show starts.
Sounds like the post-ceremony show is about to start.
Alright, I'm so pumped. I wonder if he's going to start the show off with his special move today, Nickel Samurai Smelting.
Actually, what I'm interested in is most of the press conference. I think I need to make him sound with a deep voice, but also kind of pathetic. And I think that's pretty much what he's supposed to be, even if it wasn't the voice that I used before.
No, that's absolutely fine.
You mean the big confession that the Nickel Samurai is going to make after the show? So what is it? Don't you know what it is about, Mr. Powers?
Well, I'm not the Steel Samurai anymore, so I don't have any idea.
Bah, humbug.
Sorry. So I guess you're all going to the press conference then.
Yeah, of course.
If that's the case, then here, take these tickets so you can get in.
Well, thank you very much. Well, let's get going to the lobby.
It looks like it's over this way, Mr. Nick.
Alright, I'm gonna switch to League because they're ready.
Okay, for great justice.
Alright. So I think I'm gonna stop streaming just so it cuts it into two different things. So I can make this into a video easier. And then, yeah. Because I probably won't update the other one, I'll just keep this one. Okay, sorry. This is taking me just a second. Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream and move over to the other one. Alright, here we go. Whee!